then I guess our disagreement is just that when you say two states, you actually mean two states, but one when Hamas isn't in power, because if they're in power, they will have a military now, and then they'll aggress against Israel.
I
Okay.
mean, two states with mutual recognition, which is what Resolution 242 says. Yeah.
Okay.
Is that so much to ask?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, by the way, I just want to say like literally every single military organization and government around the world will always say, yeah, if you give me these completely unreasonable agreements, we will offer peace. Literally every government and organization does this. Like you could probably find something within ISIS and like other Taliban and whatever that says like if you all we want is a peaceful Islamic jihadist state. Okay, like I promise you, they'll insert the word peace in there somewhere. Okay, like you're really gonna be fooled by something like that? No, fuck that shit, dude. Fuck off, dude. What the fuck? Show it through your actions. Right? Yeah.
Hold on, why?
I'm an anti-Zionist. What do you mean?
Hold on,
Like just look at the Budapest memorandum, right? Like you have like the United States and Russia like promising to, you know, not be crazy on Ukraine, right? Not written down, obviously, which is the problem. But like fuck, it's just like you have every heinous country in the world promising to be a good person. So you know,
Sorry.
just makes no sense.
Maybe I'm not sure. Maybe I'm ignorant. Zionist. When you say Zionist, what do you mean, Katie? I'm just really curious.
Like fuck, yeah, we can just point at the
I said
Budapest
I'm an
memorandum. Fuck.
anti-Zionist.
Yeah, but okay.
Oh,
What's a Zionist?
very,
to you,
very,
so
very
I know what
brave.
you're against.
Extremely brave.
Zionism, as far as I address it, is basically a support for the Jewish state of Israel, so the ethno-state of Israel on Palestinian land. Okay, so in historical Palestine.
Historical Palestine.
I think I understand. Go on with that.
Prime, I interrupted you. Prime, I interrupted you.
Well, you interrupted Tali, but you know.
Well, again, I'll ask Lonerbox and Tali. Ceasefire earlier this year between Hamas and Israel. Who broke that ceasefire?
Technically, they both did, but obviously Israel was the one that ended it.
Israel unilaterally ended that. Okay, Tali, who ended that?
No, we only want uranium enriched for weapons grade for really, really great reactors. Yeah, just tell that to the Russians, okay? Last time they had a reactor turn into Chernobyl.
Sure, Israel ended it, but again, this idea that like Hamas
Okay, great. So
observes
Wait,
the
Prime.
ceasefires.
So-
What did that?
so
What happened just before they? What
Sorry, technically USSR. Okay, Chernobyl. Okay, whatever. Close enough. All right, whatever.
happened just before the end of the ceasefire?
I don't know what you're going to be referring to, so you just tell me.
Israel also there have been ceasefires in this war that Israel maintained the ceasefire even when Hamas started shooting rockets into Israel during the ceasefire. So this idea that,
Also-
that Israel is the one that we can't.
Isn't there hundreds of thousands in Palestinians in Israel proper? Yes, you are right. Okay, and if anything, they have proven that they are not genocidal towards Palestinians. No, right? Because remember. Okay, this is a point that is always against. You know, that is always against Israel, like made against Israel, but they will never ever have any kind of way to refute it. Okay. If Israel was conducting a genocide against the Palestinians, would they or would they not have already started or in the process of eliminating all the Palestinians in Israel? No, apartheid doesn't count. We're talking about genocide, okay? No, voting rights do not count. We're talking about genocide, all right? Genocide, okay? None of the other stuff, just genocide, all right? But yeah, it's just... yeah, they have no excuse, okay? Just FYI, they have literally no excuse for it, okay?
Trust to maintain the.
No, I'm saying that both.
The
No,
agreement here is just
to be clear, what I actually
Also, fuck, right? Like, when I debated that one guy, like, he said the Palestinian genocide started in 1940 something, right? Fuck. I mean, I guess the Israelis must be really fucking bad at genocide then. It must be the slowest fucking genocide in history if it took like more than like almost 80 years, right, to conduct a genocide. And if anything, they still have at least like 1 million people like living inside of hundreds of thousands of people living in Israel who are Palestinians. Like fuck, must be the worst fucking genocide ever. Like, dude, so bad at doing genocide. Maybe because they're Jewish and they are typically victims of genocide that they are bad at genocide. Maybe you can make it. I don't know. Who the fuck knows? Okay.
believe is that both sides in a war, right, have reasons to break those agreements, right? I expect that of both sides.
What's the reason?
And
What's the reason for
what-
Hamas to launch? What's the reason for Hamas to
sorry,
launch
but
missiles
before
into Israel?
hold on, before we get to that, right? So there was another agreement between Israel and Hezbollah, right? After that conflict ended, right? That ceasefire agreement. Who was violating that ceasefire? Was Israel not bombing Lebanon after the ceasefire went into effect?
Wait, do you think Israel bombing Lebanon is automatically a violation of that ceasefire?
The problem is apartheid and genocide is a red herring. It is 100% a red herring because I'm going to tell you the guys this right now. Okay, it's a red herring because the real threat here is Hamas. Okay, Hamas has tortured and killed so many Palestinians, and whenever Palestinians protest against Hamas, do you know what happens? Hamas kills them. Okay, they torture and then they kill them. No mercy. All right, like it's not even debatable. Like, fuck, it's not even debatable. Like you are discrediting all the Palestinians who have suffered under Hamas. Okay, and there's a lot. There's a lot of Palestinians who suffer under Hamas, whose suffering you're erasing by claiming that you're blah 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 blah. It's just very cringe. Okay. Yeah.
No, but I think it was a violation. I don't think it's automatically. I think it just happened.
Why was it a?
Also, by the way, I'm not saying that what Israel is doing is good or correct or whatever the fuck, right? I'm sure, but the thing is, I'm just more inclined to defend them because nobody will defend them, right?
So why was it a?
Because of course we're supposed to pull back.
Wait. Why is it not automatically then? Why is Israel bombing
Utopia and Western Wonderland? Yeah.
Sorry, under the initial terms of the agreement that brought about a ceasefire between Israel.
You know what's the ultimate form of irony? Do you guys remember when Trump posted that video of like how how Gaza could be turned into a beach resort with Netanyahu? That would unironically be a better like Palestinians would unironically be under better rule under Trump, under a capitalist beachside resort than under Hamas. Like unironically. Like I'm sorry. It's just true. Okay, I'm sorry. It's just true. All right.
From the Lebanese group Hezbollah in November, the former was to withdraw its forces from southern Lebanon by January 26. The date came and went, but Israel has refused to pull back its military, and the deadline has instead been pushed to February 18th.
Apartheid? Israel's not an apartheid state, bro. Okay, I think I saw somewhere that it isn't legally apartheid, not according to the not according to the core definition of it. However, I will say it is still functionally kind of apartheid, isn't it? Because you have Palestinians living in Israel proper who are not able to vote, right? In my opinion, that is apartheid, okay? And then you have people in the West Bank who are constantly subjected to unfair treatment. In my opinion, that is apartheid-ish, right? Treated like second-class citizens, right? Not granted the same level of treatment based off your ethnicity, right? Like that's not, because they are refugees. Yeah, but like, okay? I guess then the question is, could any Palestinian become like an Israeli proper person who can actually vote? Is the ones in the West Bank who can't vote, and the ones in East Jerusalem who voluntarily declined Israel ID card. Oh, okay. In that case, then I think you can argue West Bank is more apartheid than Israel proper. No.
Israel has also continued to sporadically bomb areas in Lebanon. To mass denunciations from the latter claim that it is targeting Hezbollah for violations of the ceasefire.
And yeah, the refugee thing is kind of retarded. Okay, gonna be totally honest. Okay, like you're creating the problem of the refugees that you're trying to do. It's like saying that black people in South Africa are refugees of the white people in South Africa. It's like it's just fuck. No one would say that. Okay.
Yeah. So the extensions they pulled out slower than they initially said they would. Okay.
Okay.
Well, why is them bombing Lebanon? Why is that a violation of the ceasefire?
Because they were supposed to pull out their forces
Pulling
in
out
ceasefire.
slower is also a violation of the ceasefire.
That's a violation in of itself.
Why is bombing?
Sorry, hey, Lonerbox. Give me the answer. I'm not going to play 20 questions with you. Give me the answer that you want, then I can respond to whatever you're saying.
Do you not read the terms? You can just read the terms like a one-pager and like it's all there. Yeah.
If you got something to say, then say it.
The terms of the ceasefire were that if Hezbollah moved south, then it.
I will say, okay, Israel testing out their automated weapons programs, okay, on little Palestinian kids is probably not doesn't sound very good. Okay, in the West Bank. All right, I'm just gonna be totally upfront. All right,
would firstly be expected to be the Lebanese
they're automated turrets. Okay.
armies or UNIFIL's job to deal with that military moving back south of the Litani. However, if Israel perceived that they were not doing that, then they would have the right. They would have the right to strike it, and they did. They would reserve the right. Yeah, that ceasefire was like those terms were awful for Hezbollah. It basically said that Israel can bomb Lebanon if it can bomb Lebanon if Hezbollah tries to move south or tries to rebuild their defenses up in Dahia. Like it gave Israel the right to do that. It's not a violent. It's not like a breaking.
I appreciate you, but it is painful to me that out of all the people here, I disagree with you most. Do you know what that feels like? It's very painful.
What did I say about the terms of the ceasefire that were wrong? I'm just being descriptive of what the terms are. Did you read them? Then why are you getting so mad at me? What the fuck? Just read the terms. I don't know. Fuck. Like, and even right now, like the reason that the
What are you
bombings are.
disagreeing with?
Me?
What are you disagreeing with? Yeah.
Oh, I'm very disappointed in Prime and Doobie. They're like lib-shitting the fuck out of this with really dumb lib ideas. That's not good advocacy. I don't like it. But that's a separate conversation. I'm here for you.
Oh, I thought you were saying that to Lonerbox. I might have missed it.
No, I meant Prime. I'm mad at Prime.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Just
none
lost
of
out
us
for no
got that.
reason then.
Okay.
Oh,
we
you were
all missed
talking
that,
to me.
sorry.
It's fine. I thought you were yelling at Prime.
I was very
Oh.
curious too, but no, that makes no. Now I'm curious. What are you disagreeing with Prime?
I'm here for Tylee. If I want to yell at
Oh,
Prime, I'll
okay,
just do it
okay,
later.
Okay. you
Prime
can-
is a lib tuck.
liberal centrist.
So what? Do you think they made too many
Prime. Got
concessions?
you. Okay, but no, go ahead. If you have
What,
more questions
Prime
for
and
Tali, go
Doobie?
ahead, please.
Yeah.
I mean, from what when Lonerbox came in and said that Prime and Doobie were offering like that weird plan with like the UN peacekeeping and like Hamas leaving their arms but not being a governmental thing. It's fine. Libs take time. They're still working through that. It's fine. Whatever.
So
Do you think Egyptians are libs?
I think Egyptians are collaborators and they're not my allies.
That's right. Those
Checkmate,
dirty
that's
Arabs
true.
working
They
with
are
the
libs.
Jews.
I think
Al-Sisi is a massive shit lib. What are you talking about? He's an American fucking product.
Oh my god, get that Katie on J Stokes stream right fucking now, okay? She would be amazing content. Dude, she's so fucking epic, dude. She's just being
for the purposes
Katie.
of this conversation, I have like
What is she even saying?
refrained from like first of all, I hadn't gotten to take things where I wanted to go. But like if we are talking in terms of like the immediate response, right, as to
Kelly,
what
Katie,
should be done, right? Like, hey,
Katie.
what is
Her
your
name is
plan
Katie, okay?
to respond to this immediate crisis? No, I'm fine with what I've said so far, right? Like, do I think Israel has a some inherent right to exist? No, actually, I don't. Not at all. Do I think that? I think that states do exist
What
beyond that,
nations
right? As a
do have-
practical. No, no one. No states have the simple
okay.
right to exist. They simply do through a matter of force, right? The United States exists because it can maintain itself. If it can't maintain itself, then it doesn't exist. It has no divine right to its land or to
Does
to anything else.
Palestine not
Unfortunately,
exist?
right now, no, it doesn't. Right? That's why force
No,
needs
I
to
think
be
she means does
applied.
Palestine have a right to exist?
No, as a right
Well, no, actually, I meant does it
Oh,
exist?
never mind. I was
at
wrong.
this
But-
current moment, no, it doesn't. It doesn't exist.
Sure,
It
yeah,
can't
that
mean-
is a good
sure.
point. And you know, I'm sure he'll walk it back or not walk it back, but he'll say, well, no, in the same way that no state has a right to exist. But people talk all the time about, oh, I don't want this ethno-state Israel.
Oh no, is he like one of these people who are like anti-statehood? Dude, they are like literally some of the worst people to ever talk to ever, okay? Like these, dude, these ANCAPs who are like anti-statehood is so cringe, dude. We just debate over ideas, okay? We use the non-aggression principle, and then they're willing to let like they're willing to throw the nearest cock for coconuts.
While supporting an ethno-Palestinian state. Like, I'm anti-nationalism,
no,
but I support
Who is
Palestinian
supporting
nationalism.
an
I
ethno-Palestinian?
recognize
state?
Yeah.
that my two interlocutors here
I'm fine with a.
have encountered this before and know
Yeah.
how to deal with
I
the
can
question, but I
guarantee
mean,
you,
it's a
Prime,
blatant
and Prime will
hypocrisy.
speak to himself for himself, but Prime does not support an ethno-state of Palestinians like Israel is. Okay, that's not
That's
what
what it
he
would
means.
be.
There's again with that's what it would be. That's a different thing. I don't support an ethno-state for Palestinians. I don't want to knock off Israel, but for Palestinians.
Okay, so you don't believe
Which
in
ethnic
Palestinian
group?
self-determination?
Which ethnic group do you think
I
Palestinians
do.
would
I'm
prefer?
just not as racist enough to think that them having self-determination means that they'll make an ethno-state like Israelis did. That's all.
What if they say it?
if they
What if
say
they
it,
what if they do want it? What if they do want it? Then you would be against the self-determination of Palestine.
No.
You don't believe that they deserve the right to self-determination.
No, they deserve the right of self-determination all the way. Just doesn't mean that I'll support their government the same way that I don't support Israel's.
What if it's not the government? Again, what if it's like the people? I mean, just like what if the will of the people is to live amongst themselves, is to have an entirely Arab Palestinian state?
That's fine. A lot of countries have a lot of wills. I can think that's cringe.
Okay.
So
you just think Israel's cringe?
I don't know if it's like crystal balling or anything to just say that, like, if Palestine becomes a state, the only group that's getting to be the majority in that state is Palestinians, right? I don't even know if one Jew would be allowed in that state anytime soon. No? Maybe Chomsky.
No, Lonerbox, that's very racist of you to assume.
Yeah, I know.
It is racist.
It's okay to be a little racist. Okay? I'm just gonna say it. Alright? As somebody who has been anti-Semitic, alright, and is still anti-Semitic, I can say I'm completely justified, okay? Every single time I have to argue with Egghead in the past, I can just feel my anti-Semitism level rising, okay? Alright? Every single time he's like, actually, the definition of that word isn't how you're using it. That you're not using the correct definition of that word. Die. Okay. Oh, go to Auschwitz right now. Okay, stop. Okay, cringe. Okay, stop. Listen, I'm just different with Egghead, okay?
You'd assume. Yeah, because...
Hold on. No, Prime, are you being serious right now?
Yeah, I'm being fucking serious.
Yes, you're being
Actually,
serious
yeah.
that it's racist to assume that if Palestine were to take over, they achieve their statehood, Israel lays down its arms and disbands, and Palestinians get their statehood, that it's racist.
YouTube, I disavow, okay? I was kidding. I was joking. Disavow. Don't J-stalk me, okay? Don't J-stalk me, okay?
To assume that Jews would be allowed to Jews wouldn't
That
be
would be too
allowed
much.
to live there, right?
Would
Or at
traumatize
least
me.
not as first class.
Yeah, just like it was
How do you-
racist to assume. I'll say it again,
how
hon.
do you
I want
say
to
the-
respond.
from the
Let me
No,
respond to what
let
Luke just said.
Prime answer my question. I'm really curious.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just like
he's
it was racist to assume that African Americans would genocide white Americans in the United States, right? As soon as we let them out of chains, right, that they would slaughter white Americans. It was racist to assume that black South Africans would genocide the white South Africans, right? Like, the conflicts happen all the time.
What the fuck? Can groups of people not do things ever? Like, can we really just not make a prediction for anything? Like, what is he even saying? It's racist to assume a group of people would do this one thing. What are you talking about? That's literally how we make any kind of determination for policy ever, right? Like, what is even the point of studies and laws and like targeting groups of people for benefits? What is even the point then? What's the point of giving out welfare benefits if we're not like targeting specifically poor black people? Like, fuck. Like what is he like? What the fuck is he even talking about? Why shouldn't we assume group behavior? Like groups tend to move in certain directions. Like, why shouldn't we be able to assume? Dude, oh my, dude, get me out. This is why I have to meme, all right? This is why I have to meme and joke around, all right? Because if I don't meme and joke around, I'm gonna drive myself insane. Like, I don't think, no, I have to meme. I just have to meme, okay? I have to meme my way through commentary, okay? I can't give serious commentary on this because it'll just, fuck, like.
Okay, if I may respond.
Do you know what's more racist? No, fuck you.
I'm
bulldozing you once, Wick, okay? Really quickly. Do you know what's more racist? Is hearing...
Well, sure, but like, okay, you can make a determination on whether or not like you can do like whether or not a group of people can do something and make a decision based off of that, but that doesn't mean that you should use that reasoning in order to enforce discrimination onto other people, right? Like, for example, even just because a lot of black people commit more crimes doesn't mean that you should, be bad to the nearest, black person near you, right? Yeah, but however, would you increase the presence of police in black neighborhoods because you know that information? You can make an argument for and against that, right? Like, fuck. I mean, it can be a self-fulfilling prophecy because you're sending a bunch of police there, so therefore, crime report rates will go up inadvertently, right? However, at the same time, obviously you want to put more, police there because more crime is going to commit there. You want them to respond fast enough to protect people's property and lives, right? Like, fuck. Like, this... Stop, okay? People need to die. Okay, no. Okay, don't say that. Okay, okay, whatever, man.
A group and have its most popular faction literally say what they want to do, demonstrate that they would do it, not
move for debates about sand. Dude, don't say it. Come on.
even too recently, and then for
like
and then
the, like the Israelis, I agree, right? The Israelis have said over and over again that they want to genocide the Palestinians. However, I can look at Israelis. I don't assume that, you're not going to bowl me over.
I've lost control, gang. I've lost control.
So I would not assume of Israelis, right, that they are incapable of peace, right? So it's not going to happen.
Instead of people donating money to Wick, do you know who they should donate to? They should donate to me instead, okay? All right? Fuck Wick, okay? All right, he's not even being a proper content creator. When's the last time he even made a video? Okay, all right, donate to me instead.
Right, so I'm not going to do the racist thing. I'm not going to say that Israeli Jews are incapable of listening to their better angels. Right, I'm not going to say that Palestinians are some.
Fuck. Okay, we have other content to get to, but this is taking up all of our time. Let me see. What is this? Destiny Report 2. Wow, that's just great. Who does Shaylin fantasize about? Mr. Girl, Mr. Girl, Mr. Girl. Okay, this is what we're currently watching right now. Docket. What is this? Oh, protests versus riots. Is vandalism and looting justified? Wait, another Wick TV panel. Okay, fuck. That's another Wick TV panel.
Yeah, true.
Oh my goodness.
Yo,
brutal group.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the one gifted. Okay, thank you so much for the one gifted membership, Ari. I appreciate that. Thank you. Much appreciated. Hold on. I'm gonna take a look at this. Wait, so this is the Israel-Iran war just got worse. Oh yeah, because I think Misaki linked that in the Discord server. Okay. A hooker thinks men are... Okay, these are all Mr. Girl. Okay, I guess we'll have a Mr. Girl day tomorrow. And finish this up tomorrow? Maybe? Because I don't think we're finishing this today. But, like, I mean, there's enough substance here. Because I like Katie content. Katie Tint, okay? Katie Tint is fun. Yeah.
Who just can't understand peace.
Metatron made a video about Asmongold being a grifter. Can you link it to me?
And must genocide these individuals. There are going to be factions within these groups that will have those...
I can go to sleep without recommending it. Okay.
Intentions, and that will never change. Absolutely.
The problem.
Right?
A Mr. Girl night. Haha. Yeah. I mean, we had a Mr. Girl night before. It was fun. Okay. I enjoyed going through modern day Mr. Girl clips. Okay, and Mr. Girl videos. All right. Really goes to show how Destiny's biggest hater. Okay, of all time. How much more deranged she has gotten. Okay. It's
here.
But that doesn't mean that.
Hold on. The other incidences that you have mentioned, such as with Black African Americans were enslaved, when you had the South African, you had a majority of the people in these cases asking to live in peace with the native population, live in peace with the other people in the population, whether it be American citizens. They just wanted to be seen as people. In the Israel and Palestine conflict, you do not have that. Palestinians and Hamas
that, right?
It
specifically.
was a lovely night.
I'll let you respond in a second. Let me finish.
Sorry. Okay,
Palestinian leadership.
Would you rather be stuck in a room with Mr. Girl or J-Stock shops? Ooh, probably J-Stock. Okay, J-Stock probably couldn't physically, like, actually fight me. Okay. All right. But Mr. Girl, dude, wasn't this guy like a professional, like, fitness trainer? Before all this? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, pretty sure this guy was a professional fitness trainer. So, if he did anything sus, I don't think I can fight back.
And Hamas specifically has said, that's not our goal. We don't want that. We want to expel them.
So wait, yeah, I had a response and I said it multiple times during debate, but Zionists, of course, want to ignore these things. When we were talking about these conflicts, right? Like ending these conflicts. It isn't, hey, we end things tomorrow, right? And we put it in a state the next day, right? And wow, look, from the opinion polls, I guess it's not going to work, right?
Yeah, but you have to keep in mind, J-Stock is like a sub. Okay, like he's like a soft like fucking beach ball. Like this guy is literally like an oval. Okay, so
like that. No matter what the conflict, whether it's a military conflict, even if it's a societal conflict, at some point in time, right, you would have it'd been true to say, well, the polls say that heterosexuals will never accept homosexual marriage, right? So why even bother? I mean, we put that in place today, right? We might have riots.
The homosexuals are asking to be treated like
let me
equals.
finish answer your question, right? So this is hold on. Let me finish. So this is I'm talking about in small conflicts like that, right, or in bigger conflicts. Right now, when there is belligerence, when there is bombs falling and famine happening and villages being bulldozed, fuck yes, they're going to say they hate each other. Absolutely will, because that's the only natural thing to do. Yeah, I hate the people who are doing this to me. However, right? That doesn't mean that within a longer time frame, when we're putting in a peace process and both sides are actually making small steps, right, concrete steps to increase that when you give people.
But that's not even happening, Prime. But that's not even happening. Hamas is not doing that. Okay, Hamas is not doing that. What the fuck are you saying? Like, I agree with you if that was happening. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. Oh my god.
The option for peace, they won't take that peace, right? There isn't nothing inherent in Palestinians that say that they hate Jews, that they want to exterminate Jews. And the same way from Jews to Palestinians, right? These people aren't inherent. I don't essentialize them because I'm not a fucking racist. So that's why.
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. Dude, I'm about to let loose the end. Okay, I'm literally about to let loose the end. Okay, alright, stop, I'm not.
Sorry, no one is essentialized. I don't think it's in Palestinian DNA to not want to share power with it. That you just projecting that on
pretty
me.
much, but
there's
no other choice. But in the end, it would just be inevitable.
Okay, so for example, you're doing. So you just said that in our debate that you were up for Israel getting pressured by international sanctions and like a level of isolation to push them towards accepting equality and like one person, one vote with Palestinians. You said that earlier, no?
I did indeed.
Okay. Do you think Palestinians should be pressured by the international community to accept living as one person, one vote with Israelis?
Once they get their own state.
They can be pressured now. They get international aid from different organizations. What are you talking about?
State, then you can pressure them.
Okay, so only one side needs to get pressured. Okay, interesting.
Decide with a fucking state, you coward. Come on.
Why is that cowardly? What are you talking about? Like, what? So
you are so.
So we should pressure Israel to one person, one vote, and the Palestinians can reject it, and then we just like we're
smart enough to understand the difference between having a state on an international stage and not having a state. It's not that complicated. Dude, I know you're smart enough.
This is crazy. What?
To grasp that.
Yeah,
So yes, when the situation is asymmetrical, the international response should also be asymmetrical. If you want to equalize it, go fucking ahead.
I didn't say you should be symmetrical. I'm just saying like it's not impossible to pressure a non-state.
I didn't say that it's not impossible. I said that you want to do it now, and I said, of course you do. It's more convenient for Zionists if you do so. Give them a state, then you can do all the fucking little international mumbo jumbo too.
Okay, so this is still qualifies as LARPing in the West.
Right.
Definitely still qualifies. Thank you, Miss American.
Yeah, Katie's
I
Israeli.
appreciate that you accept my LARPing.
I also heard her take grave.
Oh god, dude, can someone just please stop Katie from laughing? Okay, like, God, just please stop
offense to being referred to as a member of the tribe and completely denounce her.
Katie's Jewish, right? She's not just Jewish. She's Israeli.
Jewishness. So this idea that like, oh no, she's really bought in. She's an Israeli. She doesn't even
Katie lived in Israel like literally a few years ago, and Katie lived in Israel a few years ago, and she had these same thoughts, right?
So nothing. My history with someone who's confused about my Western LARPing. I get my points with my Western LARPing without invoking my Israeli card. Okay.
Okay, fair enough. I won't put words in your mouth. Sure, no problem. I will answer your question.
Yeah.
I'm with Katie that when responding to
force the two states into something.
Hold on, listen. No, listen. Hold on. Now you understand. So I'm with Katie when on the terms of when facing a conflict with asymmetrical warfare, right? When one party is so much stronger than the other, that our response is to be asymmetrical. But that being said, right? Maybe even before, like as a condition of further of a peace treaty, right? We can impose that, hey, like there should be one person, one vote. I believe that's what you asked.
Hmm. So
yes.
Prime, that's
Palestinians
colonizer behavior, wanting equality in a state, okay? That's colonizer
Okay,
shit.
Hold
right
on,
there.
hold the phone, hold the
Palestinians-
phone, hold the phone. I'm getting a little angry
Yes.
because none of us here want inequality. What we are arguing about
Correct.
is how best to
Wick, you're not even part of the debate.
achieve equality. In my argument, and I won't speak for the others, but as long as Hamas exists as a power, there will be no equality. There will be war upon war upon war. Advocating for Hamas to exist is
Wick,
advocating for the Palestinian
Wick,
people to be killed.
Wick, Israel, the ethno-state, existed before Hamas, baby.
Yes, and let me ask you
Cool.
this. If Hamas didn't exist, would October 7th have happened? And if October 7th
What
didn't
does that
happen,
have
would
anything to do
Israel
with the point you
be
just
in
made?
Gaza right now?
What
Would
does
Israel
that
be
have
in Gaza
anything
right
to
now
do with
without
the
Hamas?
point you just made? You talked about inequality.
Okay, yes, when we're talking about inequality, we can recognize that there are differences in levels of inequality. We can say there's some inequality in certain situations, but much more inequality in others. And so to reduce the inequality to as little as possible, I wanted the conditions, the realistic conditions on the ground that will reduce the inequality to
You
as
think
little
it's
as
actually
possible.
realistic to be against ethno-states? I know it hurts you as a Zionist.
Hold
Sorry.
on, I am not a.
It's
the
colonizer
idea
behavior.
That because I don't want to kill all the Jews in Israel, that I'm a Zionist is crazy.
You're right, Wick. It's
This is
me,
why
the
the term
Israeli
Zionist-
Jewish lady that all of their family is in Israel that wants
you
to
are
kill all the
advocating
Jews in
would
Israel. You got
naturally
me. You
result
got me.
in
It's
that.
me. You got me.
I may not
Wait,
want
yeah.
to die when I jump out of the plane without a parachute.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
that's
yeah.
gonna
It's
happen if
natural
I
that the
do.
Palestinians will slaughter them all, right? Yeah, and we're the racists. Nice try.
So again,
Right.
Nice try, Wick.
Lonerbox never even made this claim. This is again where you're trying to claim that it's somehow racist the position that we're taking because we believe that Palestinians do not want to live in a state with Jews. We are not saying that they are bloodthirsty, that they are born hating Jews, that it is some unchanging, immutable fact of Arabs or Palestinians. No, we're saying they don't want to live in a state with Jews, and if they have control over some single state, it is very likely that Jews will not be allowed to live there. I'm not even suggesting that it would necessarily lead to genocide or pushing the Jews into the sea or anything like that, but there is an Arab nationalist affinity among the Palestinian population. This is the,
Yeah,
Do we
do you
agree
think this
that
is
that
always the case?
affinity, Prime? Do we agree that if such affinity exists in the majority of Palestinians, which I don't necessarily agree, but let's say for the sake of argument that the majority of Palestinians, including all of their leadership,
Bro, how could you? Dude, I promise you within the week of the walls coming down, Netanyahu's family, his extended family, will all be lynched on the streets. I guarantee it. It's like... Katie is terrible, obviously, but can she be saved? Okay, are you an effeminate fat man? If you're an effeminate fat man, she can be saved.
want a Palestinian state with a Palestinian majority. Do we agree it's exactly the same as with Israel?
Yeah,
Probably
and,
be more-
I'm
they probably-
totally in
yes,
support
no,
of
no,
a
I
Palestinian
disagree,
state
yeah.
with a Palestinian majority.
I can see that it would be
No,
different. There's
I
fucking-
know.
I can
And
see.
I'm
that
with ethno states are bad. I get
Yeah,
it.
I
Hold
can
on,
see.
wait,
I can see
sorry,
that in the.
were you
I-
talking? Maybe I didn't
I-
understand the
okay.
question. Because are you saying in a one-state situation? Like, what are you?
No, we're
Lonerbox, maybe flesh out how you disagree.
We're talking
'cause
about a
maybe I'm not
Palestinian
understanding.
state. So you're saying a Palestinian state, like, would it be the same as Israel? No, I can see that it would be different. There's no fucking way a Palestinian state would allow 20% of the population to be Jewish. Absolutely not.
Racist.
Okay.